the calm before the storm for 5 centuries. Baghdad stood as the shining heart of the world, a city of scholars, scientists, poets, physicians, astronomers, and philosophers, a place where ideas were born, knowledge was treasured, and civilizations were shaped. People said, if paradise were on earth, it would be Baghdad. Its libraries were oceans of knowledge. Its scholars shaped the future of science. Its palaces glowed like jewels in the desert night. But in the winter of 1258, paradise would face a storm so devastating that the world would still remember it. Centuries later, the Mongols were coming. The shadow of the Mongol Empire had swept across Asia like a wildfire. Cities that resisted were erased from existence. Empires fell one by one. No army could stand against their speed, precision, and brutality. At their head was Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan. Cold, calculating, relentless, he carried a message to every ruler: submit or be destroyed. Most cities surrendered. Baghdad did not. The Abbasid Caliph, al-Musta'sim, believed Baghdad was protected by its walls, its soldiers, and its legacy. He thought no army would dare attack the heart of Islamic civilization. He was wrong. The march toward Diom in late 1257, Hulagu gathered one of the largest Mongol armies ever. Assembled tens of thousands of horsemen. Siege engines. Catapults. Chinese engineers. And Christian allies. From Armenia and Georgia, they moved like a giant shadow toward Baghdad. The Caliph was warned. Advisors begged him to prepare. Generals pleaded for reinforcements. He hesitated. He refused. Diplomacy. He underestimated the Mongols. And in January 1258, the Mongols reached the gates of the greatest city on earth. The siege began. Baghdad was surrounded on all sides. The Mongols cut off every escape route. They built massive siege towers, battering rams, and fire-throwing catapults. For days and weeks, the city shook under the thunder of Mongol machines. Stones the size of boulders crashed into walls. Fire rained from the sky. The air disappeared into smoke and dust. Inside the city, families hid in cellars. Scholars wept over books they could not save. Soldiers struggled to hold collapsing walls. The Caliph still believed Baghdad would survive then. The Mongols broke through. The gates fell. The city was open, and hell entered Baghdad. The day the Golden Age. Historians struggle to describe what happened next. No words capture it entirely. For 7 days, Baghdad drowned in death. The Mongols killed without discrimination soldiers, scholars, women, children. The elderly, those who hid, were dragged out. Those who fled were hunted down. The sounds of Baghdad, once filled with poetry, science, and prayer, now echoed with screams. Rivers ran red. Houses burned. Libraries collapsed. The Mongols destroyed everything that symbolized the Golden Age. And then came the greatest tragedy of all, the destruction of Knowledge, the House of Wisdom. Beit al-Hikmah, the greatest library the world had ever known, home to hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, was thrown into the Tigris River. Books of mathematics, astronomy, medicine, geography, philosophy works collected over 500 years were destroyed in hours. Witnesses said the river flowed black with ink. a civilization's memory. Its science, its achievements, its discoveries, washed away forever. The Caliph Fate il-Mustassim, the last Abbasid Caliph of Baghdad, was captured and brought before Hulagu Khan. The Mongol leader refused to shed royal blood. So he ordered a different punishment. The Caliph was wrapped in a carpet and trampled by horses until his bones were crushed. With his death, the Abbasid Caliphate, a dynasty that ruled the Muslim world for 500 years, came to an end. Aftermath is silent CIT. When the Mongols finally left, Baghdad was silent. City of 1 million people reduced to a graveyard. Mosques ruined, palaces burned, libraries gone, thousands of homes empty. The heart of the Islamic world had been torn out. Historians called it the end of the Golden Age, the day the world lost Baghdad, the death of knowledge, the legacy of the Afal. The fall of Baghdad was more than a military defeat. It was a warning from history. Great civilizations can collapse, knowledge can vanish. Leadership matters. Weakness invites destruction. Arrogance blinds nations. Unity is the only shield yet from the ashes of Baghdad. New ideas would rise. New empires would form. And the memory of Baghdad's greatness would inspire generations. Because even though the city fell, its legacy never died. Baghdad became more than a place. It became a symbol of how knowledge can shape the world and how its loss can reshape it forever. The fall of Baghdad, a story that still imitates ours today. The fall of Baghdad is not just a story of the past. It is a lesson for every nation, every leader, every generation. A reminder that civilizations fall when they stop protecting what truly matters: knowledge, justice, unity, and wisdom. The Golden Age ended in 1258, but its echoes still whisper, protect knowledge, protect justice, protect unity. Or history will repeat itself.